Good evening, Mr. Anya-nya Wakoson, the political activist from the United Kingdom. You are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Today mark the end peace deal to the people of Sudan. What is the future of this deal?
First of all, I would like to say that South Sudan woye! South Sudan woye! South Sudan woye! You know, today is a very great day. First of all, I would like to congratulate our President Salva Kiir and our Vice President Riek Machar for this encouragement and this leadership for them to come together and to sign that peace agreement and to end the 20-month struggling for the people of South Sudan. I'm so happy and I'm so optimistic and I'm so positive that there is a very great and wonderful something are happening today in my country.
Thank you, the political activist, Mr. Anya-nya Wakoson. Many a times we had on the media about ceasefire, 7 good times. None of them came to compromise. Do you think that today's peace deal is going to be something that will be followed? Do you think there will be no war in Sudan?
You know, we can always hope for the best. I am so positive and I am so optimistic, as I said, because our leaders has identified the pain and the struggle of the South Sudanese people, the people who displaced from that conflict areas, the people who is in the bush at the minute, and the people who is in the refugees camp, and all the struggling, and the people who died innocent caught in that violence, the innocent men and women. Our leaders has identified that, and they came to the conclusion that we have to sign that peace agreement. So I cannot say whether there will be peace, there will be fighting again or not. But what I will say, I hope for the best, and I will encourage people to stick and our leaders to stick that peace agreement and to implement it because not for their own sake, for the sake of the South Sudanese people.
Thank you, Mr. Anya-nya Wakoson from United Kingdom, the political activist. You said something about optimistic. You say you have positive interest, and you say you believe that today's peace deal will bring positive to the member states and the member of the public of the entire Sudanese. Do you think that, what do you think the future of the states will look like now the war have ended?
You know, we can always predict the future, but I believe the future of South Sudanese people will go back to the future whereby when we've been fighting side by side for almost 4 decades to achieve this South Sudan. I believe the future of South Sudan when all of us to reconcile and to work together as a team to take this country forward. I believe people will come to the conclusion that we have voted 98.7 to have this country, and you imagine the same, that big percentage coming together, we are one unit. I believe is the way forward of working together as a one people, as a South Sudanese, despite all the tribes, despite all the differences, whether men or women, young or old, black or white, or whoever. I know it's only black in the country, but I'm saying anybody included. This is the way forward, what I believe the South Sudan will be for all of us.
Mr. Anya-nya Wakoson, do you think that the safety of the entire citizens of Sudan is safe now the peace deal has been signed? Because it took a lot of time to sign this deal. If you think that they are safe and you are safe to your country, why does it take time to sign this deal?
You see, I am not inside the government. I am a young political activist, which is also I don't live in the country. But let me tell you something. In any conflict or in any type of uh, internal conflicts or civil conflict in the country, it takes time for people to come with agreement. You know, anytime, say for example, if you fought with somebody, you can't just in the next another minute you're fighting with someone, you come and say you shake the hand of that person. The fighting itself, have a reaction in people. There is a lot of people died in that conflict recently. There is a lot of, unfortunately, suffering has happened. So it takes time for people to heal. And I'm so glad and I'm so positive and happy and I'm so grateful for our leaders to end it in 20 months. We have seen a lot of conflict in the world. Takes very long period of time, but I thank God that it comes in that short period of time to end that suffering, for the people.
Thank you, the young activists. Now the war have ended. We were told that the country lost a lot of lives, properties. What is the future of Sudan, South Sudan, in terms of economy? Do you think the country is still economically stable?
Well, you know, economy is a best friend of stability and security. Uh, you have seen maybe in Al Jazeera a lot of photos that shops has been burned in that conflict area. That small shop is part of an economy. It's part of an economy. There is some funding coming. A lot of investors since the conflict fleeing the country, run away. Anybody you ask, do you want to invest that period of time when there is war, they will say no. So security is the priority. Then we take the security, then the economy. Security is high, our economy will go high. Security is low, our economy will go low. There is conflict, there is lower development and lower economy. But let me tell you something very interesting. The South Sudanese people is the economy of South Sudan. The South Sudanese people is the economy of South Sudan. We have a lot of talent. They did not come out because of the conflict in the country. I hope that security and the peace to continue so our economy can go up.
Thank you, young man. We have been saying about peace, 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 which has been signed today. That is a great good news. The entire world, we have witnessed this, and it is a development. Some people flee to different countries. Do you think some people will have that confidence to come back to your country and have that free and fair security system? Do you think they still have that zeal to come back and they think they will be safe living in your country?
Let me tell you something. I'm so proud to be a South Sudanese. Since the conflict in our country, there is too many young people as living in exile. Even North Sudan, we never seen that is like our country. We all think that there is something in South there. We born or some people born in the North or even live all their life in the North, they're thinking that they have to go back. The South Sudanese people are very resilient people. We love our country. Since the independence of South Sudan, can you believe there is a lot of people went back to the country? Some of them they never went back to either Australia, America or Canada. They lived there and they went back to South Sudan. The South Sudanese people are always love to go back to their country, to their family, to their tradition. Let me tell you, in fact, if you want to monitor that, if you go to the airport in December, after this peace, believe in me or not, the plane will be coming from America, Canada, Australia, Israel, from all over the world. South Sudanese people love their country and love their nation, and they will come back. And there is people came back already, and they, in fact, most of the government, they've been living in exile. So they're now living in South Sudan.
Yes, the young political activist Anya-nya Wakoson from United Kingdom. We talked about economy a few minutes ago, and I'm going to ask you more questions about the economy. You know that it was a long civil war in your country. Today, we are told that the peace deal has been signed. What is the future of the investors to come to your country? Do you think they still have that confidence to come and invest in your country? Don't you think that this will take years for you to build a sound democratic process?
Let me tell you, simple as that, South Sudan is a very attractive and very beautiful country for every investors in the world to go there. Believe in me or not, if you fly to land in South Sudan and you see all the green land of South Sudan, you will imagine not only to invest in South Sudan, to live in South Sudan itself. The investors will come after the peace, and after we tidy ourselves up, and after everything is calm, the investors will come. Let me tell you, I visited South Sudan in the first year of independence. Then I went the next year, and the South Sudan from 30% went to 50%, 20% development in that short period of time. I know it's only in the capital, but it is very visible. And most of the hotels and restaurants, some of them are foreigners. So this is an investors. There is some of them is still open. So they will come, and South Sudan is gonna be like best country in Africa to invest, because let me tell you, we multilingual country, we speak Arabic and English, so we can attract to the Middle East and the Arab countries also to invest, not only the African countries. So I am positive in our business, but security first.
As a multilingual society, we do you think today's peace deal was signed based on the sanctions imposed by the Western world, or do you think it was agreed by the interests of the South Sudanese?
I have to say again, I am just only a political activist, a youth political activist. I cannot comment in any political analysis things. So, but I believe our leaders, they came to the conclusion that they have to shake hands for the benefit of the South Sudanese people.
Can you analyze vividly the future of the young youth of South Sudanese? What do you think the future of the youth? Do you think there should be employment? Now, government have lost a lot of things all these years.
The youth of South Sudan is exactly like a very, very thirsty person in the desert. They're very thirsty for success. They're very thirsty for shining. They're very thirsty for a lot of things. We have a very talented people, but they're waiting for that water. And the water is the security and the opportunity and the stable country. Let me tell you, if you have a stable country, the talent will come, brother. And let me tell you clearly, we have a lot of talented people, but the security is not there. But I hope from God to let our leaders implement what they have signed and they swear for the people of South Sudan. Then, after that, you will see the people of South Sudan themselves, they will help themselves.
Okay.
As I say, they're very resilient.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We inconclusively, therefore, as a chief, as a political activist, we're going to end this by having one more question to ask you. Generally, what is your advice to advise people internationally and locally what you think can you advise people of Sudanese, because most of them will still be feared that this has not been ended. What do you think? Is it ended?
Yes. My simple message for you, brothers and sisters, I will tell you that I know the peace agreement has been signed, but believe me or not, today I have seen a comments in different side of the media, and the people, very educated people of South Sudan, attacking each other with a very foul and very bad languages. Let me tell you something, South Sudanese. The peace is not only that ink that our president and vice president, our leader signed, is for us as a community. I know that 20 months was very bitter and was very hard and was very difficult for us. But I want to ask you, the community, to come together, reconcile yourself. Nobody will do that for us. If we want South Sudan to go forward and we have to compete like other countries, we have to come together as one unit. And I will tell you, work as a team. God bless you, and God bless the Republic of South Sudan.
Thank you, Mr. Anya-nya Wakoson, the political activist from United Kingdom. Thank you for your time. You are welcome. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.